here are the highlights before we get into it, what you're going to be looking at. So I'm going to do first a Supergirl review, because those who have seen it, I went on a special nerd night. And of course, we're going to talk about Batman Nightfall. So, without further ado, let's hit it. And we're back. What's up, my Ricans? What is going on, dude?
Tell me about Supergirl, because I'm hesitant. I'm very hesitant of Supergirl, only because Superman was kind of disappointing. It was good, but it was disappointing.
It didn't get any better. It didn't get any better. Look.
How was Lobo? Just tell me that.
Love Lobo.
Love
Lobo. Yeah, Jason Momoa definitely. No. Not because I love the character in itself. Jason Momoa, to me, is Lobo. Okay. I mean, he had definitely saved this movie in certain scenes. I mean, Melissa Alcott, I'm not going to say anything bad about her because, quite frankly, I've read most of the reviews, but the reviews touched on story. I mean, one did touch on acting, but I don't, quite frankly, totally agree with it. Like, for instance, one of them said that the casting was off when they casted her to be Supergirl.
I don't think so.
But
I think she did she looked amazing as Supergirl.
Well, she looked amazing, but I'm saying, like, when I saw the movie and I saw her acting and I saw her playing the part of Kara Zor-El, I'm like, okay. I mean, though, as far as story is concerned, it didn't really completely follow Woman of Tomorrow from what I've read so far.
Did you feel that she was perhaps like inexperienced to play that big a role?
No.
Really?
No, I don't think she was inexperienced. Well, that's okay. When you say inexperienced to play that role, then you could say the same thing for Melissa Benoist. You could say the same thing from Helen Slater. And I even forgot the one from Smallville. But she only had a short stint, maybe a season or a little, but just appearances. But in those appearances, she's made her presence known. And then out of all of them, the two that have to me to stand out so far at this moment would be Melissa Benoist, because she's already had like 5 seasons of playing Supergirl. And this one, Millie Alcott, she's theater production. I mean, yeah, put her against Helen Slater, I would say she did a little bit better, because the storyline from that point, when they did it with Helen Slater, I mean, with all honesty, it was all right. It wasn't great. It wasn't great because it was on the heels of them saying, we need another super film. So what do we do? Why don't we do his cousin, Supergirl? And then they did, and then it went. This one didn't, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give it a 5 for its first iteration, but as me and my cousin Jeff, who was here last week.
5 out of what though?
5 out of 10. Okay. So, but it would have been for me a 6.5 if they would have rearranged certain aspects. Like, for instance, when you do a callback scene for a character to give it context,
yes,
then you go, oh, okay, I get it. But if you throw it in the beginning and only somewhere towards the middle, like in the second act, that you come with all these, scenes with her and Clark, her and her dad, what happened to Krypton, what happened to, is it Kandor City? I think that's Kandor City. So, but I'm like, that should have been some kind, like the part where Kandor City was involved, that should have been in the beginning. That should have given you some context. Okay. Or if not, like the opening scene was one thing, with Clark, trying to call. I mean, there are spoilers. I'm sorry. So if you have to, but otherwise, the opening sequence was fine. And then, if she was dreaming, more or less, then bring up the scene of what happened to her on Candor and Krypton. What happened to Candor? Because it's a you know, I'm like this with it because
Kendall balances it out with her.
well, Candor, that scene for Candor makes sense as far as why what she's doing at the moment, you know, and not to spoil it, but you saw it in the trailer when Clark is trying to talk to her about going out there, and she likes to hang out in places that have a red sun so that she can drink or whatever, you know. And that was pretty obvious, especially at the end of Superman when she showed up for her one scene, and the dog is just dragging her all about. She's having fun with her dog, but he said it. She likes to go to places with red suns where she can drink and feel all the effects and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I mean, I understand you're 23, you know, but you're not going to a club. You're going to a bar, and you're going not into a bar. You're going to a dive bar. We're talking like the worst scum of the universe is there to drink. It's not like some like around here, like the local teen bar or lounge, and you're like you know,
Yeah.
no, not like that. No, just quite opposite. So, in essence, I saw, okay, so there's a depression in my mind, and you're pretty much handling it with alcohol. That's what I got. But then I didn't understand it towards the second act. I'm like, okay, I get it now. To me, it's like, why don't you show me that in the beginning? So that at least when it comes to her, I understand what she's doing, why she's doing it. That way, when the moment comes for her to, as we like to say, get off your ass and put the thing behind you and move forward towards your future. That's what that movie was kind of like telling the story about her. But in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, it wasn't so much that. I mean, yeah, there were some scenes of it, but it wasn't completely that. So it kind of lost me. If you're gonna quote a comic book that you're basing this movie on, you should at least have a little more. I mean, don't give me the scenes where she's in the bar and you recreated it. Don't say that as the context of what it is. This movie's about. No, it's about her. It's about coming to terms with something and what kind of person she wants to be. If I had to take something that made sense when it was filmed, Man of Steel. There's a scene where he's being bullied at some point. Oh no, not the bully scene. The scene where he saves the kids in the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
Yeah.
he tells them, what am I supposed to do? Let them
Let
die?
them die, yeah.
They couldn't do that. And he says you have to be careful. People don't understand the power, what you have and what you can do. But he also taught him that at some point you're going to have to decide what kind of man you're going to be. That makes perfect freaking sense to me. That it's like I hated to put it in contrast against that, but you know what? That's why Man of Steel did as well as it did.
Yes.
And it told a story in the truest sense of the word. Like it's a superhero film, but in the truest sense of the word, this is what it's trying to tell.
Humanity.
In Supergirl, it's trying to tell that, but it's trying to do it in scenes rather than give you the contents in the scene to say, oh, okay, I get it.
Does it deserve a sequel?
I would like to say yes because I like Millie Alcott. I'd love to see if Jason Momoa will come back as Lobo, but I'm like 60-40 on that.
He might come back as a Lobo, like his own stuff.
As his own standalone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's had it in the books.
Yeah, he's had it in the books. I would love to see that. I really would because, the way he was in there, in this film, I was like, there's Lobo. I no mistake, that was Lobo, and I was like, good choice.
You made a better Lobo than Aquaman?
Definitely.
Really?
Definitely, yes.
Hmm.
Well, the first one, excuse me, will always be my favorite, but, when I say but, the second one,
Yeah, the second one was
it was, Jason was good, but then this cat, I'm like, what is this become a buddy film? What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was gonna be a buddy film, then advertise it as a buddy film.
No, the second movie was so compared to the first one.
Yeah, it's like oh no, it definitely was outperformed in that respect, but it felt like a buddy film,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? So it gets confusing. So I'll leave it to you to look at it, but just remember, if you're just a moviegoer, then look at the story and how it unfolds, and then ask yourself, did you believe it? If you're a comic book fan like the rest of us, you're gonna go, oh, that's not how it went. Oh, that's, no, why are they doing that? What's with this? What's with that? I said this morning, and again, with all due respect to to the director. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, James Gunn.
With all due respect to James Gunn, I know you did great things with Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
but
Where is it?
Superman and Supergirl are not Guardians of the Galaxy. Some of the stuff that you rewrite and stuff, I'm like, I understand it. You're trying to save a buck, maybe. I mean, I'm not, I'm looking at you trying to save money. You're already, been proven with those 3 films. Suicide Squad, the first one was, second one, I'm like, I love Idris Elba, don't get me wrong, and John Cena, and of course, Margot Robbie, but that's it.
Now, do you feel that maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, they were like third tier Marvel stuff? They're not first tier like Captain America.
No.
Okay, so third tier. You think they gave him Superman, who's a first tier?
Oh, that's the thing.
Why give him something so big
When you look at the directors that created that with the exception of the first one, that 1977 great film with Christopher Reeve and practically an unknown actor to portray Superman. Then you go fast forward and 2, 3, 4, go on forward. The Salkinds. I'm like, after the first one, it kind of like it goes like this, like a cardiac machine. He said, "There's a heart attack," and then, oh no, they brought him. He's back. He's alive. And then Superman Returns. It was good, but and then comes Zack Snyder's Man of Steel.
the ultimate?
But remember, after his film, the story, or how can I say it, not so much the historical, but, okay, everything about the film, from the glyphs, from defining the S as a glyph, which none of the movies said, defining the history, the hierarchy of other Kryptonians and where they fall, the fact that they use, in vitro process to create babies, and then the codex that they had identifies what this child is going to be when they grow up. So you had a hierarchy, you had so much, and then that trickled down. I mean, in Supergirl with Melissa Benoist, there was the Elseworlds episode, and she said that you don't have the right to wear that glyph. And I was like, wait, that glyph was about Man of Steel. And that's probably why it sunk into my head that when James Gunn said that they were closing or ending, they wanted the CW to end Superman and Lois, which was still one of the great television shows.
I'm mad it ended at a high...
Well, it ended because he said, and I remember reading it, it's quoting that, they didn't want the audiences to get confused between the Superman on television with the Superman in film.
I don't think they would have got confused.
No, it's not confusing.
No.
You're the creators of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Crisis on multiple Earths. So that's one Earth, that's another. They even said it in the CW. I've been seeing so many Earths and so many heroes, but there's none like your father, Superman. So, and we have him. So,
and the actor played such a wonderful humble.
Oh, Tyler Hoechlin?
Humble.
Yeah. Tyler Hoechlin, outside of his character, himself, wonderful human being.
Yeah, I met him.
Wonderful.
I met him in person.
He's an incredible human being.
I met him at a Comic-Con. awesome dude, man. Yeah, he was. Can't
But
talk
he
good
still
enough.
is the one of the best ones. To me, second. I mean, first will always be the gold standard, which is Christopher Reeve.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said it. And between the two that I find at a tie, you know, with the second and third, it doesn't make a difference. Henry Cavill and Tyler Hoechlin, because of the fact, and Tyler Hoechlin to me would rise to the number one above them because he played hero, he played husband, and he played father.
But what about Tom Welling? I think
Tom Welling is good, but
they did
with
a good job.
Smallville, they were not. I mean, how did he put it in the comic books? Superman said it himself. Superman is what I can do. Clark is who I am. So that was the story of Clark. Not I mean, they showed his fantastic abilities and what he can do, but he was still the story of Clark Kent.
I just loved some of the things in Smallville when he said, "I'm scared of heights." That to me was
Yeah, that was
the most
hilarious.
human thing ever.
But funny for a guy
Who's gonna fly?
Exactly.
Because everybody knows who this guy is from the beginning. You know who he's gonna turn out.
right,
What
and
you
so
don't know is what he went through to become.
and how can you be afraid of heights?
Yes.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? So, I digress. So, when it comes to Supergirl, it's kind of 60-40 for me. 60 on the 40 on, these are the things, as I said before, Momoa. I do like Millie Alcott because she brings a different look and a different feel that most of the others don't bring to Supergirl. With the exception, and I say this to you, if you are watching, Sasha, I love you. You are my Supergirl. You know, and if it wasn't for Ezra Miller as the Flash, no. But Sasha Calais, I forgot to mention her as another cinematic appearance, but she was good for the part that she played as Supergirl when they did the Flashpoint reversal.
Yeah, but the Flashpoint should have been better. It should have been more to the comic.
Of course it was, but again,
It should
you
have been
know,
more to the
this is
comic
why
books.
I love Henry when he says he wants to be loyal to the source material. And there's a reason for that, because the source material is the reason why you picked this book and said, we're going to make a film adaptation of it. So if you're going to make a film adaptation, I mean, with a certain extent of not being exactly the same thing as the book, but yeah, I get it. In film, there's certain things that need to be changed, certain things that need to be expressed so that people can understand what it is. So, in that respect, I understand. But still, if you're going to follow it, follow it. Give the people, us, nerds, and even those who have never seen it, some context. You know? Give us an opportunity to understand the character and go, oh, okay.
You mentioned Henry Cavill, and I'm sorry to interrupt this. Rumor has it he might be in a Game of Thrones. I don't know if it's going to be a movie or anything yet, but rumor has it he is interested in Game of Thrones.
He did the 2 Doors,
Yes.
so I would not be surprised.
Yes.
And he's done, was it Immortals? So
Yes.
I would not be surprised. A little bit of Nervo Chinche right there.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear it from him.
No.
No.
Mm.
We didn't say nothing.
I don't know
Mira,
nothing.
ni lo veo, ni lo hablo, ni lo oigo. Okay? That's it.
I don't know nothing.
Okay, we know nothing. And with that, it's going to be time to pay some bills. Yeah, we're going to be paying some bills. You know what? No. I pay bills. No, you're paying bills. You get on the phone and you do the spin. You spin on the chair. You better bring back something, bro.
Welcome back to the Ricans. I am Louis also.
I'm falling apart mode.
Yes.
As I'm falling apart here with all with my notes and stuff.
Just got back from giving Mo a lap dance from the last commercial break. Did you enjoy it?
I'm not falling apart because of that, so.
I think that's what it is. He got nervous. Premature. No. Cancel.
We're about to go to another commercial break as I beat his ass before we come back. But yes, getting back to what's going on. I don't know about you, but did you check out the trailer for Batman Nightfall, the trilogy?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
It is awesome.
Yes.
The fact, this is, as I said in the last segment, if you're going to take the source material, be loyal to the source material in some respect. And this one here, even though it's animated, is a great example of that.
Well, DC has always been great with their animated
Features, yes.
features.
Can't say that much about their live action.
No,
It's-
Marvel is the ones that have the problem with the animated series, with the exception
True.
of X-Men.
With the exception of X-Men 97, yes.
But they
We'll
don't.
talk about that later.
Yes, but they really DC really has a catch
They did.
for that, and
I always said, when it comes, and only one show did it. One show did it, which is Superman, Life and Death. The Battle of Doomsday, that whole segment of the Battle of Doomsday,
Mhm.
right? If you were to take that out, go to Batman v Superman and take out that battle, right? And put this in a live action, and don't make him like 12, 20 feet tall. At best, 8 or 9 feet, that's it, like Hulk size. And then have that battle the way it was showing it here to the very end.
well, I don't think, and we got a sidetrack now because I'm a Superman fan. In none of the incarnations of any Superman TV movie, show
Regarding,
regarding Doomsday,
there is one.
they haven't gotten it right.
No, there is one that did.
You talking about the Tyler?
Superman and Lois. See, what was the beauty about that show was
They did all right with it.
they took the source material, right? But they readapted to a point where you don't go, oh, come on. You go, oh, that's interesting. That's nice. They took the Bizarro and then they turned him into Doomsday. But the whole battle between the two of them,
See what I mean?
outstanding.
They
That was
had-
about the best I've seen, even if it was television.
You see, that's the thing. They had to take a Bizarro in the
Well, that's the uniqueness of that show.
yeah, no, in the cartoon, in the comic book version, they didn't take Bizarro at all.
No, they didn't take Bizarro. But as we both know, and those who know it out there too, Doomsday was an experiment. They took a Kryptonian, they put him into the worst conditions that could be. They kill him, brought him back. They kill him and brought him back. They kept on doing that until the point that for every time they killed him, when he came back, he was stronger than the reason that killed him in the first place. So you couldn't kill him twice the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You can never kill. It's like when and I think in the books, Superman 100 Prey, they demonstrated that in one planet there was a person of pure energy. Boom, blasted him, dead. He came back stronger. And what killed him the last time did not kill him the second time.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you take a look at the source material in that respect, yeah. And the battles that have happened, see, I'm looking at the battle.
I also feel that in order for them to bring Doomsday into any Superman,
Mm-hmm.
they have to establish the characters that were involved, and that has never been done.
No. I mean, in the comic books, he was never established until the book Hunter Prey. But in the original format, from the first time they introduced him, he was already on Earth. And like for thousands of years trapped, and then somehow he got free.
I love the first page. He takes a little pigeon. Everybody thought he was gonna be nice with it. All of a sudden, he squeezes it, kills the bird. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
I like how they led up to it, meaning that in the issues coming to, you just see someone punching.
Yeah.
Punching. So they did the same thing with Superman and Lois, punching.
I remember.
Punching.
I know. I saw it.
So they kind of like, they mixed it, and when he first was introduced, he was introduced as Bizarro, but he was wearing the suit that was Doomsday. So when he appeared, it's like, oh shit, damn, it's Doomsday. And then when he finally saw his sister, oh, it's Bizarro. What the hell's going on? And then as the story progressed, I'm like, ooh. It's like I said, I'm a sucker for a good story. So when you take the source material and you don't twist it completely, but you give it a different direction and you use a different character and you twist it, but it's got to be a good twist. But this one was a good twist, especially on the Doomsday character, and I'm like, oh. But in the comic book, again, we didn't know until Superman Hunter Prey that he was actually a Kryptonian experiment, and it was done on a Kryptonian. That's why in Superman v Batman, that's when the idea came. They said, wait, if he's Kryptonian, then he should have the same weaknesses that Superman has, and that's why the Kryptonite spear did him in. So, and I always said to myself, hey, think about it. Yeah, he's Kryptonian, and so if Kryptonite affects Superman that way, what would it do to Doomsday? Exactly. You should have the same thing, but they never touched upon that at all. It kind of made it seem like he was an unstoppable thing, and if Kryptonite was used on him to kill him, he came back, and it will no longer affect him. That's the only thing I could say for that particular, origin character.
They need to give us a real official death of Superman. That
They do, but I don't know if they're gonna do it with Corn Sweat. That's for sure.
God,
I don't think so.
I
mean,
you need to bring back Cavill for that.
I would say this much: you bring back Cavill, bring him back in the story that I saw one time the director wanted to do, which is Superman Red Sun, and that's where he, instead of landing in Kansas, he landed in Russia.
Yes. That's a great story. I got the book.
But we digress. Let's get back to Batman.
Yes.
Nightfall. The Bruce's back is broken by Bane.
Yes.
I'm like, that storyline, I was like, oh,
again,
no.
Again, if this works out, this would be the best interpretation of the back breaking.
I mean, look at the cast. I mean, you got Bob Bushrider from Halo, and he's playing Azrael, which was one of, I think, and I'm not mistaken,
did you see the
Bruce's apprentices?
Did you see the image they have of him?
Oh, who?
As Azrael? He's too pretty.
He's too what?
He looks like a pretty boy animated version. An animated pretty boy version. He looked like.
Are we having
No.
Are we having a male moment that you're feeling a little?
No. Meaning he looks like the remember the Fantastic. What was it, Fantastic? No,
I'm waiting.
the movie with Scarlet's sister. What's that one called?
Scarlet Witch's sister.
Scarlett Johansson's sister.
Okay, Yulova.
Remember the one that was supposed to be the bad guy, the Superman version of that universe.
Oh, you talking about Sentry?
Yeah, look, he in the cartoon, in the animated version.
So Sentry's pretty?
No, in the animated version, he's drawn similar to Azrael in the cartoon, in the comic books.
Okay.
And
I did take a little note on that, but I'm like, I didn't feel like, I don't know, a male inferiority towards him, like, I don't feel inferior to him. I mean, yeah, he's good looking, so what? I mean, I'm pretty. Why not? But the guy who's playing his voice, Pablo Schreiber, I mean, he's a good looking guy, but I remember him from Halo. He's from the show Halo.
He's the main character from Halo?
That's Master Chief.
Nice. His voice is great for that.
Right, and then you have David, and I hope I'm not gonna. I hope I don't use it. Postmalchian. He plays the Riddler. The last thing I remember him from was in Suicide Squad 2. He's the one with the bubbles in the suit that he created. I mean, he's done so many other things, like,
I love the Joker scene in the commercial.
huh?
The Joker scene in the trailer?
Yeah, the Joker scene, I'm trying to figure out who that was, but he's the Riddler. He plays the Riddler.
Okay.
Okay?
Who's playing the voice of Batman himself? Bruce Wayne.
Wait, I'm getting to that one. You got Michael Mando, who's playing Bane.
Okay.
Now, if Michael Mando, you will see him in Spider-Man Brand New Day as a Scorpion.
Okay.
And he was also, you know, the Scorpion, well, was somewhat of the Scorpion, and was it, in earlier Spider-Man film. I'm trying to remember which one is it now.
2 or 3?
2.
2.
Because I remember there's an end credit scene in which Mando comes across Michael Keaton, Condor, and they have words and it moves on and then that's it. But he comes back and he's going to be as Scorpion in this film.
Mm.
But he's also going to be Bane
Okay.
in this one. And then comes, of
Please
course...
tell me that I'm hoping they take away that stupid accent he had in the animated series.
Who?
Bane.
Oh, you mean like, what is it, what do you call it, Young Justice? When he had the voice that he come from Mexico?
Yeah, no, it made no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, this time there was, I am going to use my venom.
Yeah. It made no sense to make him from Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say it. He did.
Yes.
Leave your hate mail to Lou at
Yes.
Ricans.com.
Send them to me, please.
But no, and now for the number one, the main man, the Batman.
Uh-huh.
We're talking from Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, Captain Pike Anson Mount is playing Batman.
Really?
He's voicing. When I actually heard the trailer again, it's like, wow, the Captain. The
So
Captain's playing Bane, bro.
Really?
What?
Okay.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
That's good.
Hell yeah, it's good. I mean, I remember Kevin Conroy.
He's voiced other animated series before, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Well, I'll have to look that one up.
I think so.
Because, again, I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna say I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I
for
do
sure.
know about this one, and from what I've seen in the trailer, I'm like, yo, it's good. You know, it's good. I'm thoroughly looking forward for when it comes out, because right now it's being internationally shown, and it had rave reviews behind it. It still said it's coming out in 26. We don't know.
The,
I mean,
the trailer that I saw, it says coming soon. It didn't even tell me.
coming soon, so that could be anywhere between now and Comic-Con,
Yeah.
which is in October.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, that's for some of us, that's not soon. That's like,
By the way, did you get your ticket?
well, 4 days, bro.
Me too.
I was like, what?
Yes. Sorry.
I almost missed out. And if you didn't get yours, go online now.
Yeah. Well, not now.
No,
After
you
the
could.
show.
You could. After the fact, you could. There are still tickets left. The only thing that's not being sold is the 4-day pass.
Yeah, but don't go now. Go
Gone.
after the show. After the
Yeah,
show.
no, not really. No. Put
Yes.
that down. If you can chew gum and walk at the same time, fine, go right ahead. But if you miss anything, that's on you, because we play back.
Yes.
So, that being said, I'm excited. You know, this is like one of the first actual animated features, and just because of the cast alone, and because of the story involved, that, you know, but some of the others were, you know, like Batman Hush, I liked.
Batman Hush was dope.
Mm-hmm. I like Batman Hush. But, and this one, going back into time, and then there's, going back further into time, there's Batman Under the Red Hood.
Which I heard is getting its own series. Robin and the Hood. Robin and the Red Hood.
I hope, I pray to the gods up there that they call upon Jensen Ackles, yes, the Jensen Ackles who did the first film, but also, you know, I mean, seeing him as Soldier Boy, I'm like, but remembering him when they did the 2 films too, of him as Jason Todd, right? Jason Todd,
Mm-hmm.
who definitely, under the hands of the Joker, and that's because him and Batman and Ra's al Ghul were at war with each other. So, of course, he made the mistake of bringing in the Joker, to do things. So, you don't bring in a maniac for that sort of thing. But I think the Lazarus Pit kind of definitely loosened the screw. But I would love to see if it's him again continuing.
And please correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is the first Azrael animated that we've seen cartoon-wise.
Oh
Yeah.
This one it is a first, and I'm excited because, you know, again, you're telling this story about how the Batman broke his back.
Yes.
And then you're bringing in, you know, and then you show the character who comes to take over. And when we started, we saw over several books the progression of someone who was training to be a hero, but then became the villain. And only because he was breaking the rules that Batman set as far as kill, or just the level of violence that he was bringing against, you know, Gotham's underworld. I mean, I'm like 50-50 on this. It's like, I'm like, yeah, he deserves it. And then sometimes like, whoa, that's a way too much. And then to find Bruce, and then Bruce, you know, having to come out of his situation and say, I'm going out, you know, I got to go in and I got to take care of this. Because, hey, you know, it's my reputation on the line because the suit that he's wearing looks like Batman. So they wonder, what the hell's going on? Really, what the hell's going on?
And on that note, we'll be right back after these commercials. This time Mo gets to strip. You guys see his little red thumb, it's cute.
I'm gonna get him later. I'm gonna I will pinch slap you right here.
I thought you had the red
You pinch slap
The
you.
blue ones was amazing. And the cuppage. Anyway,
We're back with more Metal Weekends.
yes.
And I still try to figure out my dance routines afterwards. And next in line, this is time for some nerd more chin check. Look, as I mentioned before about one of the actors that's going to be on the animated feature, David I'm going to get this right. Pasmachian. He showed an interest, and again, he's playing the part of Riddler, but he's been showing an interest about doing Morbius. Now, again, you already know, Jared Leto had done that film, and it did poorly in the box office. So poorly that I don't think they're not even greenlight a second film just yet. And there's no way, and there's no conscious reason for the cast to come back to him. I mean, maybe not, depending on who. But he wants to play the part of Morbius because he says it's a dark reflection of people wanting to not just self-medicate, but look towards medication as too much of a cure. Like everything of the fads that are coming out. 1 week it's this herbal that's going to cure this thing, or this is going to lower your blood sugar, or this is going to, give you vitality back. It's always some sort of fad. Mostly it's natural stuff, but again, then you have the GPL1s. Everything from Mounjaro, semaglutide, and it goes down and further and further and further. I mean, it becomes a fad because these things were, the GPL1s were meant for people with diabetes so they can help them by lowering, you know, their body fat, their weight, everything, so that way the sugar and the glucose goes down. But then it became a radical free-for-all for everyone to take it, and you know, so it's a kind of reflection of that because the story of Morbius was that he was looking for a cure for himself. I forgot which was ACLS or what have you, but in the process of the cure, he then became a vampire because of it. So you have to look at that particular box right there where people are trying to find a way to cure themselves and what lengths they go to make it happen. That's what he wants to grasp upon when it comes to that movie. So I'm like, okay, it's an interesting concept. I mean, I would be interested if he did do it because Jared Leto is decent enough, and like I said, I saw Masters of the Universe, and I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, people didn't like it or did like it. I liked it.
Okay.
He did a great job as Skeletor, especially because of the fact that he more and he did a great job doing it, mirroring the animated version of him there. Because again, it's He-Man. It was more for kids. Us, when we were kids watching it.
Yes.
So you can't go too dark, and you can't go too humorous. There has to be a balance, and in that part for Skeletor, he did a great balance. The one with Dolph Lundgren was leaning more on the dark end of it because you got Frank Langella playing that part. He was dark. You know, there was nothing funny about that man when he showed up. Nothing funny about him. So it was dark.
There was nothing funny about Dolph Lundgren.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Especially since he was in the second one. I'm like, what was that advice again? Very moving, I think. But I digress. I look forward to seeing, you know, if that ever happens. Because if he does, and he's a wonderful character actor, so I could see that happening more. I could see him touching on that aspect of it and bringing it out. So if you're listening, WB, whoever the powers that be behind it, give him a shot. I'm pretty sure he's going to give it everything and then some, and you'll probably get what you want. Great box office draw. And that's it for Nervo Chincha, and as always, tú no lo oíste de mí. I said nothing.
Wait, before we end Nerd Bochincha, there's one more I'd like to do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Nerd Bochincha Part 2.
Okay.
I'm hearing the Joker is getting a series of comics where something happens to Batman, I'm not too sure. And the Joker becomes curious and wonders and basically becomes a good guy. It's interesting.
It's interesting and funny at the same time.
His arch enemy is missing or hurt or whatever, and he wants to know who did it because it wasn't him. He always pictured it would be him. So that's going to be very, very interesting. It's part of the trilogy of books that are coming out in December from DC Comics, I believe. And Marvel is having something similar also. Either the month after, the month before is a trilogy of books also. They haven't done anything yet, but yeah.
That is fascinating, to say the least.
Yes.
Because, quite frankly, I never would have thought, you know, again, this is the Joker we're talking about. So, almost anything is possible with that particular character. But, you know, and, you know, not so much your Bochincha, because now you already had the Bochincha with the books. Just getting back onto something else. Following on that was seeing the trailer for Clayface.
I don't know about Clayface.
Clayface as a horror film.
Yes.
I could see that. And when I saw the trailer, I was like sitting there, I'm like, wow, this is kind of unique.
You know what they should do for Clayface, honestly? What they should have done? Do you remember the episode where Clayface, in the animated series, there's a young lady who's scared of Clayface or whatever, and she's trying to run away, but in fact she was a part of him in human form? Do you remember that episode? And
Wow, that takes me back.
yes. That episode was so good that I think that that's the direction they should have went. You want to make it a horror film? Make it a horror film where the girl is running or whatever, she's scared, Batman tries to save her, and at the end he realizes that she is part of Clayface. That would have been awesome. Yeah, you're biting off the animated series, but you're making it longer. You're extending it. You're making it.
Well, you're giving a new look. You're
Yes.
giving it a new look on a story, and you're giving it context, and that context makes a huge difference. Makes it entertaining. Now, when I was watching the trailer, I mean, this is like, mind you, I went to see Supergirl with my cousin on a Wednesday night, which is kind of a rare. It's like super nerd night. And it almost looked like it was almost filled, but it wasn't. I'm sitting there, I'm watching this trailer, it's like, this is a nice horror. It looks like it's going to be a decent horror film. Because that's why I looked at it, as a horror film.
Yeah, that's what they're promoting it as.
And then when they said Clayface, I was like, what? I'm like, I know that they were talking about taking it to another direction, but from the trailer,
Yeah.
I would think out of all rogues that have been put out that were successful or failed, like I mean, you had Morbius, that didn't work out. You went from Morbius to Craven the Hunter. Craven, ha 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 ha. To me, it's like
How was it? I never seen that.
I watched Craven the Hunter has great action sequences into it, but again, is he a hero or he's an anti-hero? I don't know. All I do know is that his brother, is it Mimic, as he called himself, with the black face, and he had a total gene restructuring, and now he can change into and look like anyone.
Mimic from the X-Men?
No, Mimic as far as it being Craven's brother. He does look like Morph from the X-Men. He does. When I looked at him, I was like, that's Morph. But he mimics, as a kid, he was showing off that he can mimic anyone's voice or sound, and the next thing you know it, some genetic manipulation happened, and then he could change into anyone, well, practically anyone, and sound like them too. So I was like, what? So it started off one direction, which was entertaining, till then it then went off into a different direction, which I'm not going, what? Like, I love the fact that the Rhino was, as his original comic book's origin was genetically enhanced human to be, as strong as the Hulk, but using Rhino DNA. Not like the one in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man,
Yeah, and it was mechanical.
which was the mechanical. Now, Paul Giamatti, I love him. Don't get me wrong. But
Do you feel he should have been in this appearance as Rhino also?
I mean, not really, because the tone of that film versus the tone of Craven's film were too much. So it's like this one was more dark. This one had a little bit, a little bit of humor attached to it, and it was also opening the door to the Sinister Six. But this guy's version, and when he was doing his transformation, becoming Rhino, I was like, ooh, interesting. Finally, somebody's doing a Rhino that's, so it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great either. But the sequences, when it comes to the action, he was good for that. He was good for that.
Okay.
Though I would have preferred that, like in Age of Ultron, that he didn't die. Because I figured, wait, you're a speedster, you should have regenerative healing. So you shouldn't be dead. That's what I'm saying.
But Marvel doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In comic books in general, no one's really dead. And I mean, the only way they're really dead is that their numbers were so dead that it made no sense to bring this character ever back to life.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you an idea of that. But I have to tell you, You know, it's like I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to what's coming up between animated, live action.
I'm looking forward to the X-Men '97.
Don't even get me started on that. I saw the teaser
wait.
trailer for it,
Yes.
and I'm like, yo,
Yes.
what's up with this show? I'm like, but then again, the original creator who disappeared off the face of the earth after, you know, the premiere of, even before the premiere of the first season. And it's amazing. It's like, how many years now? It's like almost 2 years since it passed.
Mm-hmm.
And this show left so much of an impact that the hype behind, you don't even have to put no hype on it, excuse me. There is no hype. The show was that good. And the anticipation of the second one.
Yeah. Can't wait. That is it's on my top of my list.
Kidding me? I'm counting, I'm waiting for the days for it to happen. Waiting for it to finally make an appearance. So I see the teaser trailer, I'm like, I see, you know, what might be, when, you know, I'm like, no, I don't want to hear the might be's or whatever, and it's going to become, no,
and you know what's
bring it.
interesting? They left it at a very interesting cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed you bits of the next season. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know for a fact that Apocalypse will be there.
Yeah, but Apocalypse is being dealt with in the future.
And in the past.
Well, yes and no. So, the past Apocalypse, Evan Sinor. So, before he became Apocalypse, before he became mad and tyrannical and he wanted just to take over altogether, and before he managed to adopt more of other mutants' abilities to be as powerful enough to do this sort of thing.
Now, I'm a little upset because in the animated versions and the comic books, they always portrayed him as the first mutant. He wasn't the first because he got other mutants from here to help his ability to become more powerful mutant. So he wasn't the first mutant.
No, he wasn't.
If you look at it that way.
In a sense, you're right. Like, this is thousands of years ago. So,
yes, they were mutants.
they were like, what, 5? Right?
Yeah.
5 of the abilities that he took before he went to sleep and reawoken again. So, whether he was the first or the second or the fifth, those were the first generation of mutants, but that's thousands of years ago.
Right.
Until future time now, where there's thousands of mutants everywhere and growing. I'm actually, and I know I've heard it as a rumor, I'm waiting for House of M. No more mutants.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I'm pretty sure that'll be in the 3rd season.
No, I don't mean it in the animated future. I mean, if they do it in the animated future, oh.
Yeah, I think that'll
But I meant as a live action film. If they do House of M.
But before they do House of M, they need to do that other storyline that was big. Where basically the bad guy was Professor X.
Oh, you're talking about Onslaught.
Yes.
The Onslaught.
Yes.
Oh. That's what happens when you have mental crisis.
Yes.
You know, and in our cases, you know, the funny farm, some nice, you know, droopy pills. But in the case of Xavier, it's
creating a whole new persona.
not only a whole new persona, but if I remember correctly, in the book that I first saw, the first page, the Juggernaut was terrified because he got punched from one state into another by him. And he's terrified. Figure that out. The Juggernaut. Terrified. His half-brother. The man who possesses the gems and the gemstone of Sidorak. You know, he's giving the Hulk a hard time. And somehow Charles Xavier as Onslaught, one punch, boom, sent him into from I don't know, North America, South America, wherever the hell he came from. When he landed, you were like, ah, no, no. I'm like, no, this can't be. But that onslaught, and you know who stopped him, right? You know who stopped him?
And I don't read the books.
He's big and he's green. But this was Professor Hulk. And about the time that they were having their battle, X-Men and some of the Avengers against him, Banner was the only one that knew that the only way to do it is he needed to be the Savage Hulk. And he went to Jean Grey and he asked to go inside, shut me, Professor, down, and bring out Savage Hulk, the strongest one there is. And that's what happened. He was ready to, I mean, at first it would look like, oh shit, they're going to beat him down like he did Juggernaut, but he didn't. You know, like I said, madder Hulk get, stronger Hulk get. And that's what happened. He got madder, he got stronger, to the point where Onslaught couldn't handle him. And then he punched him so hard that, and if I'm not mistaken, created a whole new dimension out of Xavier's mind.
I gotta read the last couple of issues again.
That's why I was like, if they do it, they gotta include the Hulk.
Yeah.
You can't leave it to Colossus or anything. I think not even Colossus is on the team. So I'm a little disappointed in that. Like, you reiterate these X-Men, right? But you don't bring Colossus.
He might come back.
No. I'm talking about he should have been there in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know? Should have been there in the beginning. And like, even in the old version of X-Men 97, they only had like 2 episodes when they showed him. You know, and it was kind of goofy because every time he came about, he had the Russian music behind him. Mm-hmm. And it made me laugh. And then they only showed him because Morph transformed into Colossus while he was trying to protect Magneto as well as Storm. But that's it. He should have been. Why isn't he a part of that X-Men? I mean, he was the strong guy. You know, he was the one that, in some cases, stopped the only one mutant. He was the only one that could stop this one mutant where everybody else failed. And I think that's is that Xavier's son? No, not Xavier's son. It's the father is the one who created Wolverine. Is it Henry Trask? No. Stryker. Stryker had a son. Telepathic in some ways. And then he became something more. And none of the X-Men could stop him except for one. And that's because of the metal hands, his metal body. Colossus. Yeah. And I remember the cover, it said, and there shall be one. He's the only one standing up with his fist held high. So, I understand why you do that.
Yeah.
You know? How many times that, that they've had episodes with him, and I'm like, what? And then when I see the animated series, like, where is he?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I stand corrected. There was only one. It was a mini feature film. Oh, it was corny, but you had to love it. I remember the music. X-Men, X-Men, this is the way, this is the way. And they had to deal, they had Colossus on there. And I remember there's a scene where he's faced off against Juggernaut and they're fighting. It starts with the first episode's Welcome to the X-Men, Kitty Pryde. I took it from that book. But, that was the only one animated feature that had Colossus as part of the team. I don't know why.
I think it's time also for an Invincible live action.
What?
Invincible.
Invincible what?
It's a cartoon series.
Yeah, I know. Like the next season coming up.
Yeah, I think it's time for the live action.
Ooh.
Very gruesome. But they gotta do it exactly panel by panel, the way they've done it before.
You see, here's the thing. When I listened to Conquest, I heard Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Understand? So it's kind of hard to see a different actor, whether he looks like him or not, portray it without hearing the voice of Jeffrey Dean
Yeah,
Morgan.
he is the best. Little pigs, little pigs.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Crack.
Oh,
And you know the third season's coming around the corner.
yeah.
Oh, Dead City, baby. Dead City all the way. Yeah, look, we cover horror too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll leave that on the next episode. Because there's a horror I definitely want to touch up on that it's coming out in July. But that's on the next episode.
Really?
Yep,
I'm
on the next
curious.
episode of that.
Very curious.
So,
about
with that, and I'm just checking here to see if, no, with that, I'm going to say adios. All right? As always, I'm your boy Mo,
that. I'm Lou.
and we're part of Nerdy Ricans, and we will see you on the next episode. Live long and prosper.
May the force be with you. All right, talk to you.